I have an original effect to share with you today, and for this effect we actually just need 9 face cards. Okay, so we don't need all 12. 9 will do just fine. So 9 face cards. So why don't we go ahead and we'll choose 9 of them, and you can see what I choose here. Are there? I don't think there's any. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. Oh, here's another one. I was thinking there's no face cards in there. Okay, 3, 4, 5. That's good. 6, 7, 8. Any more? Oh, there's one. 9. Okay, that's plenty. Okay, so we just need 9 of these. Let me just kind of show them to you here, so you can see for yourself what we've randomly arrived at here. Okay, now since the two of us saw the cards, why don't we go ahead and just scramble them a bit. This is called the Klondike Shuffle. It's a good way to mix cards. Okay, now what we're going to do from here is we're going to use a shuffle that's a close cousin to one of the most destructive shuffles in all of card magic. And that one I've talked about a lot on my channel. It's called the Australian Down Under. Okay, so for example, it's one that will just make a mess of just about any packet structure you set up. Now, believe it or not, there's one that's even more destructive, and it's related to the Down Under. It's the Under Down Shuffle. In fact, this shuffle is so destructive that it will actually destroy Bessie's sequences. Okay, and very few systematic shuffles do that. Okay, so let me just show you what I'm talking about. So under, down, you go under and then down, under, down, under, down. Under, down, last one on top. Okay, so this is where you completely decide the outcome of this routine, because we can leave the cards as is, or we can perform this highly destructive shuffle any number of additional times that you would like. Okay, so should we leave the cards as is, or should we perform the under down additional times? You want it done more times. How many? 2 more times. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so we go under, down. Now, I need you to know, well, speaking to you as the performer, I guess now, but you can have the spectator dictate any number of times for this shuffle. In fact, theoretically, you could do it 0 number of times. But it's nice to demonstrate it at least once, because that way they know what they're choosing, right? Okay, but we could have done it 5 times, or whatever number the spectator would like. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just deal out 3 pairs, just like this, and then deal out a card below each pair. Okay, now this is where my psychic sensitivity comes in, if I can speak, because what I have found is sometimes the 3 cards down below are not paired up with the right pile above them. So let me just kind of see if we've done a good job here or not. Oh yeah, I wish you were here to fill this. There's quite an attraction there. I think this one's a good pairing with that one there. What about this one here? Oh wow, golly, they don't even want to get very close to. Okay, that's a repulsion there. Oh, same thing. Oh yeah, those don't like each other. Wonder if I need to switch these. Let's just check. Whoa, yeah, that's working. There's an attraction there. Oh, yes, there is quite an attraction there. Okay, so I think these are correctly paired up with the piles above them. Okay, so let's just see what your choices together with my psychic prowess has led to. Okay. Oh, very, very good. We got, in fact, did you notice how many jacks or queens or kings we had? We had a couple of jacks. Oh boy, a couple of queens. Oh, and a couple of kings. That is amazing. How did we do that? Okay. So in some sense, that's a testament to you because that's a consequence of how many times we perform this highly destructive shuffle. Okay, let's see how my psychic sensitivities were attuned. How well were they attuned here? Okay, so I think I switched those. Well, let's try this one first. I felt like those were together in some way. Oh, they are indeed. Now, I did switch these. You remember that? Oh, I hope I switched them in a good way. Oh, yes. And then, let's see, we just need a jack here. Yes, indeed, we got a jack. How in the world did we pull that off working together? The two of us make quite a psychic and magical pair. Okay, so how does this work? Well, it's using an invariant structure relative to the under-down shuffle. So let me just quickly show you kind of how to do it, and I have a write-up for it as well. You need a pair of jacks, queens, and then kings, and maybe kind of mix the colors a bit. And now the next step's important. So we see jack, queen, king, okay? So what we need to put down next is not a jack, but actually a queen. And then instead of a queen next, we put a jack. Those two are like in some sense switched. And then the king being third is in the right location. Okay, so let me just bring out a write-up so that you can see what's going on. Okay, so for the under-down shuffle, for 9 cards, here is an invariant structure that I discovered just in the last couple of days that you could create countless card effects using this. Okay, so the idea is that the first 2 cards need to be of the same kind. They could both be like hearts, clubs, spades, or you could focus on suits instead of values, whatever you'd like. So these 2 need to be of the same kind that you're interested in revealing, these two. And then when you come over here, instead of having like a 1 there or like a jack there, you have the queen. You switch those, and then you have a jack there, and then the third position in some sense is correct. The king should be placed last, just as I've shown here. Okay. Now the jack, queens, and kings will move around among themselves while preserving the overall structure. Okay, so that's almost a definition of invariant structures there. Okay, so all I did was, so I created this little organization at the beginning. So this, you didn't see this. And then what I did was I did a mange over under, okay, because I'm going to pair it with a Klondike in just a minute or so when we technically begin the routine. And that will reset the packet to where it was just a moment ago when I showed you how to set it up. Okay? So, and then all I did from there is I just set it on top, just like that, on top of the deck. So this is actually where we began. Well, you might be wondering, I did 2 shuffles, riffle shuffles. Well, yeah, you can do that because what it means is, you know, cut off less than half the cards. You can do a riffle shuffle, just like that. And then maybe cut off fewer cards this time. But the idea is you can actually do 1 or more riffle shuffles depending on the number of cards you're wanting to preserve at the top in a certain order that's important to you. Okay, so let me just show you here. So really, in fact, I could have moved more of them to the bottom than I did. I probably should have cut off more there. And in the performance, I did. Okay, but you can see here. So I have 3, and then 2, and then 2 there, and then 2 there, and so forth. Okay, so you're pretty safe to know that you're going to find these kind of near the top. Probably didn't shuffle those the best for the tutorial there because they kind of came out to be close to each other. But that's the idea. Okay, so you're just pulling these off until you get, you know, all of them set down. And I really could have done a better job just now in the tutorial. So anyway, that gives you the 9 that you need. And then you display those and say, okay, well, we saw them. Let's do a Klondike. Okay, so the Klondike is going to bring those cards back to their original order. Okay, the order that you want. Okay, now what So let me just show these here. Okay, so 2 jacks, 2 queens, 2 kings, and then the queen and jack are like switched, and then the king's last. Okay, now from there, I just demonstrated the under-down shuffle. Now, maybe I'll show it once to you here. So the under-down shuffle, as mentioned on the write-up, it's not going to preserve the exact order of the cards by any means, actually. But that structure of the jack, queens, and kings will be preserved, even though the cards are moving around. Okay, so this is really important here. So check this out. Now we have queens at the top. That's fine. Followed by 2 kings. That's okay. Followed by 2 jacks. Just fine. And now this one here, remember, this first one, when we look at the final 3, it needs to be this one here, a king. The next one needs to match the first one here. Now it's a queen. And then the final one, you remember, it's correct. Okay? So this under-down shuffle is moving these cards among themselves, but it's doing it in such a way that this overall pattern relative to the jacks, queens, and kings is being preserved. So what that means then is when you go when you go to the finale, you're guaranteed to finish in the way that I wanted. Namely, these will match. Right, let's just show you. These will match. Of course, these will match. Okay. And then this one will match that one, but these will be wrong. They need to be switched. Okay. So right now it's a queen. It needs to go over there. And that's a king. It needs to go over there. So that's just all part of the acting, that these cards were in the wrong column here, and they were repelling the cards above them or whatever, so you switch them. Okay, so that really is the underlying secret mathematically. Now, I haven't shared with you how I found that invariant structure, but that really goes beyond this particular video here. Okay, so you should be able to do this right away, and if you want to come up with a different way of getting the cards kind of to the table in the right order and that kind of thing, because essentially I put them in the order I wanted. I hid that order by doing a mange over under. That was the set of 9 I put on top, and then riffle shuffle twice. And then to undo that mange, I did a Klondike, and then I'm back to where I should be. And now you can perform as many underdowns as you like, and then finish in a similar way. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.